Mindfulness for Resilience with Mary-Jo Fetterly, funded by the Craig H. Nielsen Foundation and brought to you by SCI&U for Healthy Living.
My name's Sonya. I'm in research at the University of Toronto, and the reason we're here is because we've all been brought together by a program that was funded by the Craig Nielsen Foundation and also the Praxis Institute and CIHR as well. And it's a program that delivers online peer-led health coaching to Canadians with spinal cord injuries. And we're all kind of like a team, and we all are experiencing, I guess, changes together. And Craig Nielsen actually has funded us to sort of deliver, to up our game a little bit and try to deliver some services and some of the expertise of our community through these sessions. So that's why we're here, and it's who we're funded by. Again, my name's Sonya, and I'm going to, I guess, hand the mic over to other team members. The team members include Mary-Jo, who's been leading us through these sessions, as well as a bunch of people who are actually participating as coaches in our program too, one of whom is Delynne. So Delynne, maybe I'll hand the mic over to you in Saskatchewan, no less.
Awesome. Sorry if I'm echoing. I'm not sure why it would be doing that, but anyways, Sonya asked me to introduce Mary-Jo this week. And I don't know, I can't say enough good things about Mary-Jo. She just has this awesome kind of calming, even on the computer. I met her through the SCI&U group and immediately was drawn to her. And she was kind enough to offer to do mindfulness sessions for us during our weekly debrief meetings. And she's been extremely patient with me because I am the person that always did not think that this could work for me, the whole idea of mindfulness. And we kept using the words that I was skeptic, but I don't really think I was skeptic. I understood that it was working for other people, but I just couldn't get it to work for myself. And then I think it was last week, I'm kind of getting it just a little bit. And Mary-Jo is very, very patient and very good at what she does, because she's kind of turned me over. So it's awesome. So yeah, without saying too much more about it, I'm going to let Mary-Jo do her thing, and you can all kind of decide for yourself.
Thanks, Delynne. Been a real pleasure to know you, and also to work with the group that we work with, and doing this, what we do as health coaches, and then also bringing the mindfulness into our group, because it has changed the way I think we all work together in some ways, and offered resources, really, because that's what mindfulness does. It gives us choices and resources. So it's wonderful you've joined us today, because mindfulness techniques have actually been with us for a long time, and they've been gaining a lot of traction and momentum, especially during the latest COVID crisis, because there's many groups of us all over who are feeling the increased stress and the level of anxiety that this changing world has really brought upon us. And so I think the way that mindfulness is really helping is that it has this calming and stabilizing effect, and that's probably why you're all here, because a lot of us are feeling somewhat the opposite, that everything's uncertain, nothing's that stable, and things are a little bit upside down. And mindfulness offers this antidote for stressful times, which we lived in before the pandemic, but now more than ever, the global fear, the uncertainty, and even the health, risks and challenges that we face as a community, with compromised health systems to a certain degree. This simple practice can offer this huge advantage, especially now, So no matter where you are or how you've gotten here, you've probably gotten here because you've been drawn to mindfulness, to either, do those things, feel calmer, more stable. And you also may be looking for a way to feel more relaxed in your body. I know for me, if I don't do mindfulness, it would be hard to even be here in front of a camera because I'm kind of a recluse. So just taking, time to allow your body to find ways to be more relaxed and more balanced, despite the circumstances that are going on outside of you, is really kind of the key to what we're doing when we become mindful. It really starts right where we are with increased awareness. So we don't have to do too much. We just have to really allow ourselves to be right where we are. So it can be best understood as a pause, pausing to become present. And with our fast-paced lives, we know that pausing maybe not be, an easy thing to do. But as many of you know, we also are often lost in thought, and our busy lives can kind of take us away from the moment. So that can lead us to a constant state of anxiety and a buildup of tension, which we know leads to other health problems, which none of us really want or need, especially right now. So in the space of pause, we can kind of think more clearly. We can take a moment to regroup and to reset. And we can really actually figure out how to best respond to our body and then to the situation more effectively. So on the first day of practice, we talked about arriving in presence. So that's how we start. And when we arrive in presence, we just explore the sensations of the body. We do a scan and we really tap into where we are right now. We choose to pause for this moment. And when we do that, actually, the mind will follow suit, because the mind really wants to relax. It actually needs to go into that state of relaxation. But unfortunately, when we think about stress and you consider stress and how the mind works, stress often comes from feeling threatened or overwhelmed. And as a result, we go into fight, flight, or freeze. And if this stress is chronic and it kind of carries on, then the problem is that it actually locks us into that mechanism. And so our bodies are kind of bathed in this biochemistry of stress hormones, when in fact it's trying to protect us, but it's actually creating a worse problem. And then we kind of create this chronic state of stress. So you could imagine even holding your fist and clenching it and holding that for a really long time. And you know that over time, it's just going to be impossible to sustain that. You're going to lose your energy, you're going to compromise your health and undermine the quality of your daily life. So knowing that these things all happen, and we know that research actually shows that mindfulness can lower the stress hormones, lower the cortisol, lower the risk of depression and anxiety, and also lead to a stress-free life, ideally. So the big question then is, how do we respond in the face of stress? We can't eliminate stress, we know that. So we need tools to actually respond to stress more effectively. And that first step is arriving in presence and just allowing us to bring our attention to, that habitual state of honor. It might not feel good at first, but actually the more you bring consciousness into your body, the more relaxed and the more the mind will follow. So let's begin. So allow yourself to kind of just take all of it in for a minute, and then find yourself in a really relaxed but alert sitting position. I like to put my hands in my lap and just allow the hands to be really soft. And remember that this relaxing isn't a doing, it's an undoing. So as you tune in and allow yourself to just, for now, pause. So allowing yourself to come into this place where you're just pausing and coming into stillness. And then notice everything as it is right now. Ideally, your eyes are closed, and if they're not, you can just allow them to be softly open. No fixed gaze. And just take a deep breath in right now. Allow your chest to fill your lungs. And then allow yourself to exhale and release. sensing yourself relaxing outward. And again, allow yourself to breathe in, filling the lungs and the chest, allowing the heart to expand. And then take a slow out breath, releasing, relaxing, and letting go. And you can even count your breath. You could count, say, to 4 on your inhale, and you could count to 4 on your exhale. Just allowing yourself to smooth your breath out. Noticing that as you slow your breath down and smooth it out, you can allow yourself to relax and let go just a little bit more. And then just relax that. Allow your breathing to turn back to its natural rhythm. And sense that you can continue to relax with the inflow and the outflow of your own natural breath. Notice your body breathing and your body sitting here. Notice the contact points and the pressure of your body on the seat. Perhaps feeling the backrest encompassing you. And on this Earth Day, even imagining that Mother Earth is just holding you, grounding your feet, feeling that groundedness and that connection as a secure connection that allows you to rest into the support. Still allowing the breath to be smooth and even. And now bring a relaxed attention to your eyes, keeping them shut, but just allow them to soften. Allow the brow to be smooth and relaxed. You may feel the forehead spreading toward the hairline. And just consciously relax your brain. Allow your jaw to be unhinged and relax the root of your tongue. You might feel a small but real smile at the corners of your lips and a smile inside your mouth as you relax the cheeks and the inside of your mouth. Bring your awareness to the inside of your shoulders and allow them to release, imagining like ice dissolving into water and then water to gas. Ice to water and water to gas. And feel your hands resting on your lap. Feel them softening, even from the inside out, if you can feel that. Just a really open palm. And as you allow yourself to notice without any judgment or any opinion, just a beautiful presence that's friendly, kind, and curious. You don't need to change anything. Rather, they change on their own accord by this beautiful invitation to just be right with what is. And if you notice your mind wandering, it's okay. You can bring it back by the count of your breath, if that works for you. And you can also just notice it, like clouds floating in the sky. You're sitting sort of relaxed under a beautiful tree in a lovely field of grass, and those clouds can move along. They're all just fine. And then again, just really attuning to the relaxed rhythm of your breath. The exhale, releasing you and deepening your sense of connection to your support, and even your connection to stability, and to your own deep sense of internal peace. And then slowly, as we bring ourselves back toward the room, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to allow ourselves to really bring this sense of presence, this sense of calm, with this capacity to hold all that is in a place of kind observation. We're going to bring that presence back with us. Slowly remembering now where you are in the room without opening your eyes, just feeling into your physical presence, the weight of your body, the precious and beautiful movement of your breath. Perhaps the heart on the inhales expanding, and on the exhales is deepening. The soft space at the corners of your eyes, and a gentle smile at the corners of your mouth. And then when you hear the chime, it'll be time for us to come back together into the room. So taking a moment and just allowing yourself to, as you come back, just notice how you feel. And here we are. Sonya?
Yeah, thank you, Mary-Jo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've been following these sessions with a little bit of Q&A, so questions. So if anyone has questions, they're welcome to ask. I should mention, if you're on YouTube, you can ask, there's a chat window, and you can ask in the chat window if you like. I find I have a question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my question is, if you find you're like uncomfortable or itchy or something, what do you do? How do you, and you're in the middle of that, what do you do?
So you notice that, but you also notice the other things that you're feeling. So the idea is to not let yourself identify with one particular feeling or state. So rather, you don't identify, oh, I'm itchy, I'm uncomfortable with that as who you are. You identify it as a moving state of being. And so that's not your only state. There's probably other things going on at the same time as that uncomfortable, itchy feeling. So then it trains the brain to actually start to expand into other options of awareness. So, often when we get fixated on something and really narrow, then the options and the choices that the brain has become limited too. But that's not the only thing that's probably true for you at that moment. Is that right?
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
definitely true.
Yeah.
I was also wondering if we could talk about the homework.
Yeah. So the homework that I offered you last week and that I'll offer you again today is just to basically pause and take a breath and notice your breath and see if you can just smooth your breath, inhale to exhale, making them the same rhythm, or even maybe even just don't even think about anything to do. Just pause and breathe. And I think that will lead you to perhaps taking another breath or noticing, oh my God, I've just been like on a roll and I haven't even stopped and given myself, what I need to eat or do or whatever. So it'll bring the whole dial back to that place of just conscious attention. So that would be a really simple thing that you can all do many times a day, actually.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, yeah,
It's Heather again.
Heather.
You've more or less answered it with the itchy question, but you know what it's like when you get the chills, and for me, I get the chills because there's some sort of thing that's causing autonomic dysreflexia. It's one of my go-to symptoms right away, and I think I'm very good at being calm and grounded. It was a big part of my sport life, so this comes really naturally to me. But when
Okay.
I'm in that chilly state,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
I am unrecognizable. Like, I can't be logical or
yeah,
reasoned with. I just
yeah,
feel doomed,
yeah,
and like I'll never be warm. It's just, I don't know. Um,
yeah.
I just am looking for something to help me get what, like a little bit grounded in that situation.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm looking for any
and
advice.
you said that state arises when what happens?
When I get the chills,
But
it's
what precedes the chills?
it's usually something to do with pain.
Okay, so
So I've
okay,
got a couple pressure wounds,
okay.
and
So
and
there's
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
okay. So
Yeah.
your body is responding, then your nervous system is going into that fight, flight, or freeze. And so yeah, you need to just be, I think, even more um, kind of conscious in terms of your relaxation. And I would really focus on the breath and making your exhale longer than your inhale, because that really will help to shift the system over from that fight or flight sympathetic response to the parasympathetic state that you really need to bring your body into a better response temperature wise. And also I get the chills too really badly, Heather. I use hot water bottles very carefully, obviously, but I think our nervous systems are compromised, and so you need maybe a few tools, not just one. So maybe having extra blankets around, so that you can support your system, because the pain is causing you to go into that sympathetic response. But the chills are also what will be harder to get out of if you stay there. So longer, slower exhale, more consciousness on breathing. And maybe next time I'll talk a little bit about a breath that can actually stimulate heat in the body. But I won't do that today.
Yeah, I do all that, like heating pad and heat bags and blankets and all that stuff. I'm looking for a way to get control of myself.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
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 It's going to
I
be
like the idea of the longer exhale. I think I'll try that next time.
Yeah. If you can double the length of your inhale, that's
Right.
the key.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
If I may, Heather, Mary-Jo mentioned something to me a couple of weeks ago, and I had asked a similar question, and it was around the breath part and thinking about the breath to where that pain is coming from, and having that breath try to go to that pain and then breathing out. And I've been working on that since you mentioned that, Mary-Jo. I'm finding that helping too. And it's,
Okay.
I didn't believe it would actually happen, but I've been able to actually focus that breath to that spot. And it's amazing. And
It is
that really
amazing.
is helping Mary-Jo. So
Cool.
I don't know if that would help you or not, Heather, but it's helping.
I'll take it. Yes, thanks.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a great suggestion. I love it. Yeah. I don't want to have the chills just to experiment though.
Yeah. No.
I'll keep them in my pocket.
Yeah. And we'll talk a bit more about how you can create heat in your body with your breath next week, Heather.
Okay.
Yeah. The breath is amazing. Like, really, honestly, this is really you're also, amazing to pick up on this, because it's really the key to shifting your nervous system. And once we can shift the system into that parasympathetic state, then everything else can follow. Because really it's the conscious relaxation with the breath. It's our first step in mindfulness. So we've really touched on the real crucial points today. I think that's really awesome.
Mary-Jo, can I ask another quick question?
Yeah.
Can you repeat what you just mentioned about the breathing, which is to double the inhale? What Heather has to tell. Double the inhale, and what about the exhale?
So actually what I said is that you want to double the exhale count to the inhale. So you want to lengthen the exhale.
Okay.
And sometimes that might be hard for some people to do. And the way to practice it could be making the exhale audible. So
like an ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we talked about keeping this to 30 minutes, which we're kind of there. And I think that's also something that could be a really good kind of motivation for people. So it's not too much time in your day. And obviously, if you wanted to tune in and just do the mindfulness, you wouldn't even have to be here for 30 minutes. So think of it as, the pause that refreshes, and that if you think of the time that we have in our day, that we're out there doing things for others and doing things and being and having to accomplish and, respond to demands and things and news and all that. This is for you. This is a time, and it's not that much time. It's really simple and it's easy. And I think you'll start to really notice the benefits. And don't be worried if you don't see them right away. Because it's, again, as I mentioned this last time and the time before, mindfulness is kind of something you have to build on a little bit. So it won't feel natural right away. So be patient with yourself, and we'll see you next week, I hope.